I want to say that my parents are superheroes. The reason I say my parents are superheroes is because they both motivate me to go harder. So, one of the things that I've wanted to be when I get older is successful and wealthy and being able to provide for a family, because that's what my mother and that's what my father do. They both do that. And I know that's very unique because not everybody grows up into a family where both of their parents are able to provide for their kids alone without spousal support, because my parents are divorced from each other. So, one of the things that I've learned while working with my mother is honesty. In her company, she owns a recovery group homes, which means she has 18 plus people trying to recover from whether it's alcohol, maybe drugs, or maybe it's none of those things and they just got kicked out of their house, they need somewhere to stay, anything like that. So I need to be honest with them about the program, like such as, hey, this is your smoke times. If you go into the program, there's no electronics. You can't bring your phone. I need to practice honesty, which I learned from Competency 1. That's one of the big slides that I listen to and that I use. Another thing is civil communication. I practice that. I am the owner's son, as I stated before, which means I can't be argumentative, I can't be rude, I can't be disrespectful. I have a certain level of respect that I need to have with all the clients as well as the staff. Another thing that I've learned is defensive listening. I can't do that. With these clients, they're obviously less fortunate, but I need to listen to them. I need to be an active listener. I can't get mad at them if they have problems, because this actually happened before. I have encountered a problem with somebody when I was working. There was a client and he was upset because he lost his vapes. However, he didn't really have proof of it, and so he was blaming the company, which is obviously blaming my mom. However, I had to put my anger aside, even though he's being rude to my mom or talking about my mom, and I had to try to accommodate what he wanted by saying, hey, look, I'll try to replace your vapes. Hey, I'll try to accommodate you respectfully rather than getting mad at him when he's going crazy and being all loud. So I would say my communication was very effective in that role. And additionally, I would say in slide 4 or competency 4, I was actually somebody who's been able to use my power very carefully, because I am the owner's son, which means I could boss people around, I could be disrespectful. However, I can't do that. I need to be respectful with these people. There was actually a lady who was an employee, so this is not a client, and she didn't understand the correct rules. She had binders at her house, and I had to go over there and collect binders. And she was upset that I was taking her binders because she formatted them a certain way. However, she didn't know the rules. So when I was talking to her, I told her, like, hey, I have to take them. So I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to her. I got a program manager to explain the protocols to her, and she was fine, because obviously she's an employee. We don't want her to leave. We want to be respectful. And so I was able to talk, and she wasn't rude. She wasn't mad. She was a little upset, but she wasn't mean to me, and I wasn't going to be rude to her because I understood she just didn't know the rules. Additionally to this, I had to be a team player. I'm always a team player. When somebody needs, medications picked up, anything like that, I always have to take initiative because I'm the owner's son. I have to do these things. Additionally, I have to use my power very, very carefully. Carefully as well as effectively, because carefully, obviously, I am the owner's son, and so I can't be disrespectful. I can't be trying to boss people around. I need to be humble about my position, and also effectively, because I can do things that other people can't. I'm in charge of groceries, which means I do the grocery list. I can move food. Nobody else can move food in the houses, staff or clients. They can't move food because they could obviously just take it home and steal. But I'm the owner's son, and so I'm not going to do that. And so I could take food from one house and move it to the other. So I could use my power effectively, and that's really being a team player, which I learned in Competency 4, because I'm helping another house. So if there's one house that doesn't need something, I'm moving it to the other house. So overall, these are all the things that I learned when I'm in my workplace. And so I have all these goals. I have my parents that motivate me, and I'm really, really blessed. I feel like it's very unique for me, and so that's why they're my superheroes. Both of them are business owners. They're both successful, and so they motivate me to follow in their footsteps. And I have a lot of people who doubt me, who believe I'm not going to be independent. I'm going to depend on them, and so it pushes me to keep going harder. And so from these slides, I've learned how to be a great communicator and work hard and talk to everybody in the correct way and use my power, not to an advantage, but humbly use my power. So thank you.